Hello student, good morning. Today we will start the outline classification and general characters of Cyclostomata. Outline classification and general characters of Cyclostomata. Example Agnatha. The Cyclostomata or the Marsipobranchi are characterized by the presence of a suctorial mouth, a single nasal aperture, and by the absence of paired fins. They exhibit a low grade of organization and are undoubtedly the most primitive of all the existing craniates. They possesses the following general characters. This is the general characters of Cyclostomata. The body is elongated, eel-like and cylindrical. The skin is smooth, slimy and without scales. Respiratory organs are pouch-like or sac-like gills. Mouth is circular and suctorial without jaws. A few horny teeth and a rasping tongue is present. Skeleton is cartilaginous, notochord, persistent. A branchial basket is present in the pharynx. There are no parietal appendages, generative ducts, sympathetic nervous system, and the conus are not present. There are no paired appendages. Single nasal aperture and a medium olfactory organs is present. Alimentary canal is straight and there is no cloaca. Brain has a very small cerebellum. The membranous labyrinth has one or two semicircular canals. Classification. The Cyclostomata are divided into two subclasses, Petromyzontia and Myxinoidea. Petromyzontia. This subclass includes the lamprey, which possess one or two well-developed dorsal fins and a complete branchial basket. The nasotrypophysical cavity does not open behind into the pharynx. There are 7 gill apertures on each side and they open into a respiratory tube lying ventral to the esophagus. Some of these are exclusively marine, other are migratory forms, while still other live permanently in fresh water. Example: Petromyzon marine, Lampetra fluviatilis, L. planeri, Caspiomyzon, Isthiomyzon, Mordacia, Geotria, etc. Myxinoidea. These are commonly known as the hagfishes and are exclusively marine. The mouth is terminal and the dorsal fin is absent or only feebly developed. The nasohypophysical cavity opens behind into the pharynx. There are 1 to 15 gill apertures on each side, opening directly into the pharynx. The branchial basket is reduced. Example: myxin, glutinosa, delostoma, seriatum, paramyxin. Affinities of the cyclostomes. Affinities. Cyclostomes are the most primitive of all the living craniates. They differ from the fishes several important characters and are considered by some authors as their degenerate descendants. Cyclostomes resembles Amphioxus in having an unconstricted notochord, myotomes extending from the head to tail, a straight alimentary canal without stomach, and an endostyle in the larva. But they are much more highly organized than the primitive Amphioxus and possesses the following typical characters of the craniates: presence of well-defined head, brain and skull. Presence of the well-defined head, brain and skull. Presence of a distinct heart, liver and mesonephric kidney. Epidermis is composed of several layers of cells containing mucous glands. Myotomes are W-shaped. However, cyclostomes are the most primitive of the craniates and have not attained the complexity of the higher forms, as is shown by the following features. Notochord is unconstricted by the vertebral column, the latter being rudimentary. Visceral arches are not specialized to form the jaws. Paired fins and dermal skeleton are absent. Alimentary canal is without a stomach and gonads without gonoducts. Pronephrons persist in myxins. Brain is primitive with very small cerebellum. The glossopharyngeal nervus is not enclosed in the skull. Dorsal and ventral nerves are separate. In each segment, the nerves are non-medullated. The gills are primitive. The amniotic larva has an endostyle and a velum. Cyclostomes, however, have developed a number of specialized characters which are due to their parasitic habits. Thus, the presence of a suctorial mouth armed with teeth, a rasping tongue, and a large branchial basket are the specialized features of these animals, beside the presence of the only a single nasal aperture and the sac-like gills pouches. In peculiar to these animals, this differs widely from the fishes in the absence of biting jaws, absence of paired fins, and the presence of a rasping tongue and large hypophysis. Hence, they were separated from the true fishes and placed in separate group Agnatha. Some authors considered cyclostomes as degenerate fishes due to the absence of limbs, jaws, and girdles. Certain characters of myxins, such as the vestigial eyes and median fins muscles, reduce branchial baskets, are cites in support of the views that they are degenerate animals. It has been suggested that small folds of skin on either side of the cloaca in myxin represent the vestiges of the pelvic fins, but there appears to be no evidence to support this view. The eyes of medicine may consider to represent a very primitive stage when the visual organs had not fully evolved. There is no evidence at present that the cyclostomes or their ancestors ever had bare limbs, functional eyes, biting jaws, etc. Hence, it appears to be very unlikely that these animals are degenerate descendants of fishes. Relationship with ostracoderms. Cyclostomes resembles the ostracoderms in the absence of jaws, structures of the brain pouch like gill sac, arrangement, cranial nerves, auditory capsules, and in having a single nasohyposymal opening. Hence, they are considered to have descended from some cephalopsid or anaspid like ancestor. The presence of sucking mouth and the rasping tongue may be explained as an adaptation to parasite or semi-parasitic mode of life. However, there is no fossil evidence in support of this view also. The cyclostomes differ from the ostracoderms in the complete absence of the bones and paired fins. According to Stensio, the cyclostomes have descending from the osteopododerms during which the bones has been replaced by cartilage. According to Severstosaw, the cyclostomes and ostracoderms have come from a common ancestors. There is no doubt, however, that the living cyclostomes are closely related to fossil ostracoderms. This is the outline classification and general characters of Cyclostomata. Example is Agnatha. This topic is completed. Remaining part or next topic we will start in next lecture.